Thank you for being here with us today. First and foremost, our thoughts continue to be with the families who lost loved ones, those who are injured, and with everyone who is recovering from this national tragedy. The RCMP is committed to determining exactly what took place on the evening of April 6, 2018, as we have a responsibility to victims, their families, the community of Humboldt, and all Canadians to ensure a thorough and comprehensive investigation. Collision investigation and reconstruction involves determining the factor or factors that caused or contributed to a collision. Our investigators and reconstructionists examine environmental aspects such as weather, visibility, road conditions and light, the mechanical condition of the vehicles, and the human element, such as the physical condition of the drivers, driver error, driver distraction, and speed. Due to its complexity and scope, our Major Crimes Unit is leading this investigation with assistance from specialized units, including our Forensic Collision Reconstruction teams, our Forensic Identification Services, and our Major Case Management Unit. These specialized teams have the expertise necessary to lead an investigation of this magnitude and manage the large amount of information and evidence collected. At this time, our teams have conducted over 50 interviews with persons including independent witnesses, the driver of the tractor-trailer unit, the owner of the trucking company, and with some of the victims. More interviews are scheduled in the coming days and weeks. Our Forensic Collision Reconstruction team has taken over 5,500 photos and are using 3D technology and unmanned aerial vehicles to gather evidence and analyze every aspect of the scene. Earlier today, we closed the intersection of highways 335 and 35 and deployed 7 RCMP collision reconstructionists and 5 collision analysts for additional scene analysis. This will include positioning of vehicles similar to those involved in the collision, allowing our reconstructionists to take further measurements and analyze sight lines. But I must say, the integrity of this investigation is critical, and therefore we ask media outlets to be considerate in any reporting related to our continued work today back at the scene of this terrible tragedy. Further to this, initial inspections examining the mechanical condition of both vehicles have been completed, and we are awaiting the reports and the results of this important work. As well, we have recovered all available documentation that was at the scene, including driver logbooks. We will conduct a complete review of these documents, looking at, among other things, hours of work, rest time, brake checks, and compliance with safety standards. I can confirm that we've recovered the engine control modules from both vehicles. They were taken by RCMP officers to California this week for further expert analysis. These engine control modules have the ability to record pre-collision data, including speed and any changes in speed, the RPM of the engines, and the application of brakes. And until the analysis is complete, we will not know what data was recorded by each vehicle prior to the collision. And it's important to note that this data is used to supplement a scene investigation and assist in the examination of the circumstances of the event. Here's what I can tell you further about the collision itself. At this time, investigators know that at approximately 5 p.m. on April 6th, the tractor-trailer unit was traveling westbound on Highway 335, and the bus traveling northbound on Highway 35, a thoroughfare, when the collision occurred. The preliminary investigation has determined that the tractor-trailer unit was in the intersection at the time of the collision, and I can assure you that all of our efforts are dedicated to determining why the tractor-trailer unit was in the intersection. We know the road conditions were clear and the sun was shining at the time of the collision. As it pertains to the driver of the tractor-trailer unit, the driver was taken into custody immediately after the collision and released later that evening. The tractor-trailer unit driver remains in regular contact with our officers. As you've heard this morning, the investigation is still in the evidence recovery and collection stage. No charges have been laid in relation to this collision. There is still a lot of work to be done interpreting and analyzing all of the information gathered. We will continue working with our partner agencies at Transport Canada, the Provincial Coroner's Office, and with investigators from Saskatchewan Government Insurance as our investigation continues. Their assistance is vital, and we thank them for their efforts. I want to thank once again all the first responders that attended the scene, those who have worked diligently on this investigation over the past 2 weeks, and those who will continue to work until this investigation is concluded. Complex collision reconstruction investigations take time and are often measured in weeks and months rather than days. But be assured we are committed to providing updates as this investigation progresses. Thank you.
Okay, we can now take questions if you have any questions. Yes, please, yeah.
Hi there. Why did the RCMP open the crash scene right after the accident, and then why is it now closing 2 weeks later to do this further analysis?
Yeah, it's not unusual for our investigators to revisit the scene of a collision given the magnitude of this particular event. So our folks, as I mentioned earlier, have gone back today to reposition similar or like vehicles in the area, in the intersection, and further examine potential sight lines as well as other analytical aspects.
So just to be crystal clear on this, are analysts going to be kind of reenacting what happened that day, how both vehicles were traveling? Like there's going to be a semi-truck where the tractor trailer was traveling, there's going to be a bus traveling where the bus was traveling at that time. There's a reenactment happening?
I believe that will be part of their process today.
Hi there, Ryan McKenna, Canadian Press. You mentioned that the truck itself was in the middle of the intersection. Are you able to provide any further details as to did he blow the stop sign? Was he stopped there? Was he stalled?
It's too early in the investigation to make any determinations in that regard. As I mentioned, we want to answer the question of why and how that truck was in the intersection. There are a number of aspects of investigation that are underway, as I mentioned earlier, from environmental to human element to mechanical. There are a lot of unanswered questions, and our investigators are committed to providing those answers, and we expect to provide those answers by the conclusion of this investigation.
Was the truck driver's experience, is it a part of the investigation today?
It will be as well, yes.
What does the truck driver say about why they were in the intersection?
I don't know what the truck driver has mentioned about his involvement in that regard.
Colton Farrell, Global News. I just want to clarify a couple things for you. This is the second time then that these forensic investigators are returning to the scene of the crash. This isn't the first time that collision analysts are on site?
That's correct.
Okay, and the other thing I want to confirm is you can't confirm whether or not the truck was in motion, when it was in the intersection, just that it was there at the time of the accident.
We can confirm that the truck was in the intersection at the time of the collision, yes.
Okay.
Anybody? Please move ahead. Thank you.
Colton Ween, CTV News. Just wondering if they are paper or digital logs.
I don't have that information, sorry.
Does the RCMP's Major Crime Unit typically take cases like this? Is it usual for them to take the lead on something of this magnitude?
I would say it's not unusual for them to be involved in cases such as this. You mentioned the magnitude of the investigation, and these individuals, as you may know, bring the expertise and the specialization and skills to see these matters through to the end.
The truck itself, are you aware if it was overweight and if it was supposed to be on the road at the time?
That'll be part of our investigation.
You mentioned that you've interviewed some of the survivors of the crash. Are you aware if any of them have been back to the scene of the crime where the bus crash happened?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not aware.
Thank you.
Have you ruled out criminal charges?
It's too early to comment on any criminal involvement in this investigation.
Currently, where is the truck driver? Are they in Saskatchewan? Are they, which province?
Again, what I can tell you at this point is that our officers are in regular contact with the truck driver.
I think we need to give other journalists an opportunity as well. Thank you.
Hi, Mark Malachuk with the Leader Post. The memorial site that's currently set up at the crash site, will that memorial need to be disturbed at all while the investigation is taking place today?
Unfortunately, I don't know the answer to your question, but I would suspect not.
One thing that wasn't mentioned was timelines. Where are we at? What stage of the investigation? And how long do you guys expect this to continue?
Yeah, good question. So you've heard a bit today about some of the things we've completed, some of the ongoing work, and a bit about some of the work that is yet to be done. So given we're still in the evidence collection and analysis stage, it's hard to speculate on a specific timeline.
Has the RCMP taken all of the victims' belongings from the scenes? Some family members are still looking for things like cell phones.
I know our members were involved in the subsequent evening to the crash on recovering a number of items and property of the occupants of the bus and securing them and having them transported with the intent of getting them back to family members.
Okay. Is the RCMP prioritizing this collision reconstruction above, say, other cases it's investigating?
All our cases are important. This one, obviously, given the magnitude, the scope, and the complexity, quite frankly, it is being prioritized. We have significant resources dedicated to the completion of this investigation.
I have a question in French.
We'll give it a try.
Yeah. Raluca Tomulescu, Radio-Canada. Vous mentionnez l'analyse des lignes de visibilité. Est-ce qu'on parle notamment des arbres sur le côté de la route qui pourraient avoir obstrué la
You're
vue?
mentioning the eye lines, the site. Are we talking about the trees on the road, on the side of the road, as far as obstruction of view?
Well, I certainly think that the trees on the corner of that intersection are part of the ongoing investigation.
Il est certainement d'accord que ces arbres à côté de la rue, à côté de l'autoroute, ils font partie de l'enquête et seront considérés.
You mentioned the bus, or sorry, the truck was coming from the west. Was it going straight? Was it churning at the time?
Again, that's part of what our ongoing investigation will hope to determine.
Are you aware at this stage in the investigation what the destination of the truck was going to be?
No, I'm not.
One more question over here.
Just back to the timeline, any idea how long the reconstruction analysis might take?
Today's work, do you refer? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I understand they'll be out there throughout the day. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much. I'll be reading the statement in French now. We have outside our technical team available for you if you want to film some of the technical aspects of what goes into reconstructing an accident scene. I'd like to underline that these investigators outside are not related to this incident. They're just providing their expertise and showing the type of equipment that is being used to reconstruct an accident scene. Merci d'être ici avec nous aujourd'hui. D'abord et avant tout, je tiens à dire que les familles qui ont perdu les êtres chers, les blessés et toutes les personnes qui tentent de se remettre de cette tragédie nationale sont toujours dans nos prières et dans nos pensées. La GRC est résolue à déterminer exactement ce qui s'est passé le soir du 6 avril 2018. Car c'est la responsabilité envers les victimes les membres de leurs familles, la communauté de Humboldt et toute la population du Canada de mener une enquête rigoureuse et exhaustive. L'enquête sur la collision et la reconstruction vise à déterminer quels sont les ou le facteurs qui ont causé l'accident ou qui ont contribué. Nos enquêteurs et nos spécialistes en reconstitution examinent des facteurs environnementaux comme les conditions météo, la visibilité, l'état de la route et l'éclairage, l'état mécanique et les véhicules impliqués, et les éléments humains comme l'état physique des conducteurs, les erreurs qu'ils auraient pu commettre, leur état de concentration et la vitesse à laquelle ils allaient. En raison de la complexité et de l'ampleur de cette enquête, c'est notre unité de crime majeur qui s'en occupe avec l'aide de l'unité spécialisée, y compris nos équipes de reconstitution juridique de collision, le service de l'identité judiciaire de notre groupe de gestion et notre groupe de gestion des cas graves. Ces équipes spécialisées ont l'expertise nécessaire pour mener une enquête de cette ampleur et pour gérer l'importante quantité d'informations et d'éléments de preuve recueillis. Jusqu'à maintenant, nos équipes ont mené plus de 50 entrevues avec, entre autres, les témoins indépendants, le conducteur de la semi-remorque et le propriétaire de l'entreprise de transport, ainsi qu'avec certaines des victimes. D'autres entrevues sont prévues au cours des prochains jours et des prochaines semaines. Notre équipe de reconstitution juridique de collision a pris plus de 5500 photos et utilise la technologie 3D et des drones pour recueillir des éléments de preuve et analyser la scène sous tous les angles. Plus tôt aujourd'hui, nous avons fermé la circulation à l'intersection de la route 335 et de l'autoroute 35 et nous avons déployé sur le terrain 7 spécialistes de la reconstitution de collision et 5 analystes de collision pour qu'ils analysent la scène plus en profondeur. Cet exercice supposera, entre autres, de positionner sur la scène des véhicules semblables à ceux impliqués dans la collision, ce qui permettra à nos spécialistes de la reconstitution de prendre d'autres mesures et d'analyser les lignes de vision. Mais, il me faut dire, l'intégrité de cette enquête est essentielle. Nous demandons donc aux médias d'en tenir compte lorsqu'ils produiront le reportage sur la suite de nos travaux aujourd'hui, sur la scène de cette terrible tragédie. J'ajoute que l'inspection initiale pour déterminer l'état mécanique des 2 véhicules a été achevée et que nous attendons le rapport de cette inspection et les résultats qu'elle renfermera. Nous avons aussi récupéré tous les documents qui s'y trouvaient sur la scène, y compris les registres du conducteur. Nous examinerons tous ces documents et nous nous pencherons notamment sur les heures de travail, les périodes de repos, les vérifications des freins et le respect de normes de sûreté. Je peux confirmer que nous avons récupéré les modules de commande des moteurs des 2 véhicules. Ils ont été apportés cette semaine en Californie par les agents de la GRC pour être analysés par des experts. Ces modules de commande permettent d'enregistrer des données sur ce qui s'est passé avant la collision, y compris la vitesse, sur tout changement de vitesse, sur le nombre de révolutions de moteur et sur l'application des freins. Et jusqu'à ce que cette analyse soit terminée, nous ne saurons pas quelles données ont été enregistrées par chacun des véhicules avant que la collision ne se produise. Il est important de souligner que ces données servent de complément à l'enquête menée sur la scène et contribuent à l'examen des circonstances qui ont mené à cet événement. Voici ce que je peux vous dire de plus sur la collision en soi. À l'heure actuelle, les enquêteurs savent que le 16 avril, à 17 h environ, la semi-remorque s'est déplacée en direction ouest sur la route 335 et que l'autocar s'est dirigé vers le nord sur l'autoroute 35, un endroit passant lorsque la collision s'est produite. L'enquête préliminaire a permis de déterminer que la remorque se trouvait dans l'intersection au moment de la collision. Je peux vous assurer que nous consacrons tous les efforts possibles pour déterminer la raison pour laquelle la remorque se trouvait dans l'intersection. Nous avons que la voie était dégagée et que le soleil brillait au moment de la collision. En ce qui concerne le conducteur de la semi-remorque, ce dernier a été arrêté puis relâché plus au cours de la soirée. Le conducteur de la remorque reste en contact régulier avec nos agents. Comme vous l'avez entendu ce matin, l'enquête est encore à l'étape de la récupération et de la collecte d'éléments de preuve. Aucune accusation n'a été portée en lien avec la collision. Il reste encore beaucoup de travail à accomplir pour interpréter et analyser toute l'information recueillie. Nous continuons de travailler avec nos organismes partenaires à Transport Canada, avec le bureau du coroner de la province et avec les enquêteurs de la Saskatchewan Government Insurance, tandis que nos enquêtes se poursuivent. Leur aide est essentielle et je remercie de tous les efforts. Je me remercie encore une fois tous les premiers intervenants, les personnes qui ont travaillé avec diligence sur cette enquête au cours des 2 dernières semaines, et tous ceux et celles qui continueront à y travailler jusqu'à ce qu'elle soit terminée. Les enquêtes complexes de reconstitution de collisions prennent du temps, et il s'agit souvent d'une question de semaines et mois plutôt que de jours. Mais soyez assurés que nous nous sommes déterminés à vous tenir au courant au fur et à mesure que l'enquête avancera. Merci. This concludes the news conference today. Thank you for coming.